Okay, I would spend a bit of time on this because it's very important. So say I was to start a business or would be starting any business now, what are the key things you need? Number one is you need an idea. You need what you are taking to the marketplace. And ideas are, I won't say hard to come by because you can easily just look at what your neighbor is doing, copy and paste that, just figure a way to do it faster, cheaper, add some pluses to it, make it better, and you're fine. That's as fast, getting an idea is. If you're not trying to be the next AI inventor or Elon Musk doing crazy things, doing like extreme things, you don't have to worry so much about looking for ideas. You just have to look around you, look for problems. Like for me, I believe in essential services. When I say essential services, I feel you should play in spaces like food, the culture, which is feeding people. Now, technology is a very big part of it, and shelter, basically, which is accommodation, real estate. So you want to play around these key spaces that, whether people like it or not, they are definitely going to need food, they are going to need to transport, they are going to need accommodation, and they are also going to need technology these days. So you want to look at problems around these sectors and figure out what you want to deal with, what problem you want to deal with. And as far as idea goes, that should solve ideas for you. And again, if you are lazy, which is fine, and you don't want to invent something crazy, just look for what somebody else is doing. Give them an headache by either doing it faster, cheaper, or better. And if you can combine the three together, definitely that should be your edge. So that's as far as idea goes. The second thing I would do after I've figured out my idea, say, okay, my idea is to start a food business, or to start a car transporting business, or to start a real estate business. The next thing I want to do is funding. I hear people talk about funding as a very big limitation to businesses, and yeah, that's true. You need money to do everything. You need money to do anything great. But the time you are spending chasing funding or chasing one massive fund to come, I think you should actually go out there and start doing the work. Say for example, you want to sell bread, or you want to sell bread and egg, for example. Instead of waiting for an angel investor, or waiting for a VC firm, or waiting for yourself to win the lottery or something, you just have to start with whatever you can. If it means you go get a job first, earn a certain amount of money, save up that money, and then use it to buy your first bag of rice for your food business, use it to buy some ingredients. Basically what I'm saying is, before funding, after you have your idea, you have to go out there to work. You have to go out there to start doing things, no matter how small it is. For our Christian brothers, the Bible says do not undermine the early beginnings, because usually, even if God would bless the work of your hand, He would always ask for what? The work of your hand. He's going to ask for your proof that you are ready. What have you done? What can I multiply? So once you have the idea, start executing on your ideas. Don't wait for funding. Usually funding comes along the line. Look for the smallest amount of money needed to start that idea, and start with that amount of money. Or better still, if you have issues with that, I know we are especially back home here in Nigeria, in Africa, we have this mentality about lending money, and it's always seen as a bad thing to always have to borrow money or have to lend money. But like, when you look at Forbes list, when you look at the top 100 people there, they all have debts. They all owe somebody money. But the smart thing about them is they understand how debts work, they understand how to leverage debt, and they understand limits, boundaries, lines to not cross around debt. So definitely go borrow money to start your business if you can manage it. If you are sure of that idea, you've tested it in theory, you've tried to test it in practical, then go raise money. If you don't have any investor, borrow the little amount you need, or go work, save up money, and start from there. That's how I would say you deal with the funding part, which is usually the limitation for people. So step one, again, just to keep us carried along with what I'm saying. Step one around what would I do if I'm starting a business is I'll go in search of an idea. Go look for what I can do, what space I want to play in. The moment I get that idea, the next thing, which is funding that idea, would be me not necessarily waiting for one massive amount of money to come, because most cases it never comes. It will be me reaching out to family, friends. Once you have your idea, get yourself busy. Start talking about your ideas. Start exposing yourself. Start small. You want to start a food business, start from your kitchen. You know, if you're a student, for example, whatever allowance you have, instead of using it to buy food for yourself to eat, you have to pay a sacrifice. Your food stuff that you bring from home, you can use that as your first start for your food business, for example. Or you reach out to your rich friends and family. A lot of them will tell you no. A lot of them would rather even give you money for burial, give you money for health conditions, than give you money to start a business. But again, I won't stop. I will keep trying. If somebody says no, I go to the next person. If they say no, I go to the next person. So after I have my idea, I work on funding that idea by either getting another job elsewhere to save the money up for it, or getting my own business started with as little capital as possible. Talking to my uncles, my aunties, my friends, people who have seen, or people that I can explain my idea to, and they will tag along with it. So that's what I want to focus on. So once the idea is done, we started, no matter how small it is, I will try as much as possible to build a system, because again, with businesses, there's nothing bad in being self-employed when you are working in your business yourself. But if you are somebody who wants to be a serial entrepreneur, you are somebody who wants to do so many things or do other things, you always have to put a system in place. Your idea is running, you funded it, you started exchanging with customers, people will know you. Even if your revenue is the smallest ever, the next thing I want to do is look for a system that takes myself out of the business and the business can run, so I can go do other important things, be it inside the business or outside the business. So I definitely want to create a system that allows the business flow with or without me. Like, some people enjoy being in their businesses so much, and that's fine. They want to work for themselves, that's fine. You can continually do it yourself. But for myself, like I've done across most of the businesses I started or co-started with my team, is a system. And again, mentioning team, part of that system aspect is actually building a team. But then this is me just summarizing this. There's like massive ton of work that goes into those three simple things, which is the idea, getting started, doing the work, funding it, starting it, and then building a system or a team in place that allows you automate what you do, allow you reproduce it, allow you recreate it, and then from there onward you just keep on scaling it. You keep on enlarging, partnership deals. Yeah, that's how I'll start a business today. Definitely, I get an idea, I'm not going to wait for my next 1 million or 100,000, which would most likely never come. From my own experiences, funding, nobody's going to wake up one day and just come to you and say, I have 100,000 and go start a business. They would rather go invest it in stocks, invest it in safe things, than invest it in you. So another thing I would definitely look on, other than getting the idea, funding the idea, and building a team, is marketing. I will spend a whole lot of time marketing myself right from the start. Like I said in earlier, social media is a space you want to play in. You know, just one viral post you make right could be what your business need. You know, sometimes they say in the marketing world, you know, in the social media world, they say you're a post away from, just the right post away from your next viral moment. So you have to keep trying. It takes time. Businesses take time. Time is like one thing you don't want to undermine. You know, you can't expect to do great things in 30 days, 90 days. Sure, I mean, some people get lucky. It's like 1 in a billion, you know, one in how many are we on this planet? 1 in 7.8 billion, you know. They get lucky and they blow in like a couple days, but usually it takes time. There's the 1,000 rule, which says, you know, your business has to run for about 1,000 days or so. 900 and something days before you can even call it a successful business. So you have to put in time. Time is definitely something I won't take for granted also. I won't take it for granted. Thank you.